don't claim to be a mind reader, and I'm not trying to tell you that you should, walk around assuming what people are thinking, but there are a lot of things that you can infer from the questions that people ask and the way that they ask them and the way that they move with you, because people aren't always straightforward. The questions that they often ask you as they're getting to know you are so loaded at times. And the question of why are you single is one of those questions that can have so many layers to it, because people have so many different preconceived notions, perceptions, guesses, and ideas, good or bad, about singlehood. Another question behind the question is, why can't you keep a mate? Maybe you are someone who has been through a series of relationships and none of them has yet led to that long-term relationship or that marriage. Some people may see that you are actually content being single if you happen to be one of those kinds of people, and they may even become alarmed with how comfortable you seem to be, having not yet snagged a husband or a wife or whatever, right? A long-term relationship. Another question behind the question of the question, right? The question of why are you single? Why aren't you desperate to find someone? Another question, even layered behind that question, can oftentimes be, what do you think you know that the rest of us don't know that makes you just, happy and content not doing what the society at large expects you to do? Do you think you're better than everyone else? That you can just live this life with no responsibility or very few responsibilities? Why won't you mature and settle down into everyone else's expectations? Some people may be genuinely curious to know, what type of zen, happiness, peace have you tapped into that allows you to be content outside of the confines of a traditional relationship? They may want to know, how do I get there? How can I experience that same level of contentment even as I go out into the world and enjoy meeting people and having different experiences? How can I find the same kind of contentment and just sense of gratitude with life in being single the way that you have? Sometimes when you hear that question from someone that you're newly dating, they may actually be asking, what exactly are your requirements for being in a relationship? And what exactly is it going to take for me to get past your defenses or to meet your requirements? Just what and how stringent are the standards here? How much time is it going to take me to get past those defenses? And what tricks do I have to pull out of my bag to usurp those defenses and standards? Do you even want to be in a relationship? What exactly are you looking for and why? I like to give different answers to the question, depending on who is asking it and what I think they mean, because people nosy. And sometimes people just, they're not really trying to get to know you. They just want to get in your head. Sometimes people genuinely do want to understand where you're coming from. And I will give a more genuine answer to those people. But for the ones who aren't, I keep it short and sweet. Hey, I'm single because I ain't married. You don't see a ring on my finger, right? That's what that means. To the ones who want to know why no one has chosen you yet, that could be, oh my gosh, there could be any number of answers to that question. We all have quirks and idiosyncrasies about us that can make finding a compatible mate difficult. I mean, this whole saying that a woman has to kiss a bunch of frogs before she finds her quote unquote prince. I don't believe that prince exists. So there are a lot of people out here looking for perfection. That's part of the reason why some people who may want to be partnered are single. But no matter how wonderful any individual may assume that they are, there could be any number of reasons why another person may consider them incompatible. And it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just means that your set of characteristics has not yet aligned with someone else's. Because let's be honest, you can be as imperfect as you want to be, but if the right kind of person comes along with whom your imperfection is compatible, that could work. For those who are genuinely happy and in no rush and just taking your time, strolling through life, enjoying the experiences that you're having without feeling any need to manufacture some kind of relationship to satisfy other people around you. It could be any number of short and sweet answers that you could give people. You could just say, I haven't met anybody with whom I think that I can create a better life than the one that I have right now. I mean, really, what's the point of taking on a project that's going to require more energy, more resources, stress, and strain? If a person is not going to, if you can't create a better life together than you can create on your own, what's the point? People like that who are of that sentiment are just experiencing, the good life without all of the extra. And it doesn't mean that you're isolated on an island and you never, get to enjoy the company of others. You don't have friends, you don't have a full life. Oftentimes that is a big part of the reason why people are able to enjoy their singlehood, whether it's a temporary period in their lives or whether they prefer to be single long term. Because there are some people out there who really don't see um, a long term relationship or marriage as being something that they would even want. And I have to say, as someone with a consistent spiritual practice, I've had a spiritual practice for most of my, well, all of my adult life, for most of my complete life. And I definitely have to say, hands down, that there is absolutely nothing like the sense of fulfillment and joy and peace, just general satisfaction that I get when my spiritual practice is daily, is consistent, and I'm remaining grounded and centered within myself and maintaining a sense of understanding of what's really important to me. That definitely helps to stave off any sense of loneliness or inadequacy, because the world around you can really sometimes put that pressure on you if you're not deeply rooted and grounded in a sense of who you are and what you came here for. So that, even if you do desire to be in a relationship again, or if you desire to be married one day, or, whatever that ultimate relationship goal is that you may have, if you have one, you can still be content in the moment wherever you find yourself, so that you're not chasing someone to fill your cup because you're already full. You don't need to siphon energy from another person with whom you may not be the best thing for in that moment. You can take your time. You don't have to be in a rush. You are much less likely to overfunction and overgive and make yourself susceptible to manipulation when you can be content during the times of being single. And you don't even have to get upset when you hear the question. You don't have to automatically assume that someone's trying to put you on the spot or make you feel bad. You don't have to immediately become ashamed or feel insecure for the position that you are in your life, because most likely it is a choice. I mean, if you haven't realized it yet, a new piece is easy to get, right? There's a whole lot of free loving to be had out here in this world. Of course, it's questionable whether or not you can actually call it love. It can fit the definition of a whole lot of other BS oftentimes, but many of us don't want that. People want quality. And it's a wonderful choice to make. It is a choice that intentional, methodical adults make when they are living every day to be their very best and refusing to succumb to the expectations of people around them just for the hell of it. This is Inanna Joy, sharing a few of the things that I've learned and some things that I'm still learning with you. Thanks for jumping in the joy well with me, where we examine what it means to grow and to live and love through life's joy, pain, sunshine, or rain. In the joy well, you will follow your bliss to your purpose. you will align with your joy and live well. See you soon.